What if I told you that an ordinary bodycam video, one of thousands filmed and logged away every single day, held the key to solving a decades-old mystery? Sometimes, answers come from where we least expect them, and sometimes, they're right in front of us all along. This is the story of a forgotten cold case, a determined police force, and the tiny, unassuming detail caught on camera that no one ever imagined would solve it all. The year was 1998. The small town of Cedar, Bluff, Kentucky, nestled in the Appalachian foothills, was rocked by the disappearance of 22-year-old Emma Sharpe. Emma was a beloved member of the community, known for her bright smile, a love for painting, and a kind heart that saw no stranger. She worked part-time at a local diner while saving up to pursue her dream of opening an art gallery in the city. But all those dreams came crashing down on a warm summer evening when she seemingly vanished into thin air. Emma was last seen leaving the diner around 8:30 p.m. to head home. Witnesses reported nothing unusual. She waved goodbye to her co-workers, stepped into her small red Toyota, and drove off. She was meant to meet her best friend, Rachel, for a movie night, but Emma never arrived. Her car was discovered the following morning, abandoned at the edge of Slate Hollow Road, a desolate route that spirals up into the forested hills on the outskirts of town. The driver's side door was ajar. Her phone and purse were still inside. But Emma? She was nowhere to be found. What followed was a drawn-out investigation that turned up few answers and plenty of frustration. Police combed through the area with search dogs, conducted interviews with friends, family, and co-workers, and even consulted forensic specialists. Time and time again they hit dead ends. There were no signs of a struggle, no viable suspects, nothing at all to go on beyond the ominous discovery of her abandoned vehicle. Though the town held vigils and pleaded for answers, the case grew cold. Years passed. 15 of them, to be exact. Emma's disappearance became one of those tragic, half-forgotten mysteries whispered about by locals but filed away in the back of police cabinets. That is, until March 18, 2013, when two patrol officers responded to an entirely unrelated call, a report of suspicious activity on the very same Slate Hollow Road where Emma's car had been found so many years before. Bodycams were still a relatively new addition to the force back then, and officers were required to wear them for every call. The footage from this particular call begins uneventfully. Two officers, Officers Daniels and Grayson, pull up to the side of the road. The sun's already dipped below the horizon, and the woods surrounding the road are shrouded in shadows. With flashlights in hand, they begin their search, scanning for signs of any illegal dumping or suspicious vehicles. The camera captures the crunch of gravel beneath their boots, their low murmurs as they talk about whether this might just be another false alarm. They don't find much at first. But then, Daniels' flashlight catches something, a shimmer of metal, seemingly buried among layers of leaves and brush. The officers move closer, their curiosity piqued, and they uncover what appears to be a forgotten trail camera. Weathered and rusted, it had been mounted to a tree at some point in the past but had since been camouflaged by overgrowth. This trail camera would become the single most important piece of evidence in Emma Sharpe's case. After recovering it, Daniels and Grayson handed the camera over to forensics. It wasn't until the internal memory chip was extracted and reviewed that the images it held shocked everyone involved. Although the camera's images weren't dated in a standard format, based on evidence surrounding the case, these photos appeared to have been snapped around the time Emma vanished. Most of the pictures were mundane, wildlife passing through, the occasional stray raccoon nosing around. But as the batch neared its end, the images became more chilling. The final few photos showed a car matching Emma's Toyota, parked in the exact location where it was later found abandoned. And there, standing beside the car, was a man. His face is obscured by a baseball cap and the angle of the camera, but he's holding something in his hand, a crowbar. In one frame, he appears to glance directly toward the camera. That ominous stare burned itself into the minds of investigators. With this new evidence, the Cold Case Task Force zeroed in again on Emma's case. The painstaking work began anew, scanning records, launching appeals, and following every thread they could. The man in the image remained anonymous for almost another year until forensic advancements narrowed their search. Tiny details, a logo on his cap, the build of his frame, led them to a local construction worker who had lived in Cedar Bluff at the time of Emma's disappearance. He had quickly moved away and started afresh in another state not long after. His name was Darrell Evers. When police initially questioned Darryl, he denied any knowledge of Emma Sharpe or her disappearance. But the weight of the evidence, the image from the bodycam discovery, paired with the lapse in his alibi, began to chip away at his facade. Added scrutiny led to a damning discovery: DNA from Emma, embedded in fibers found in the original trail camera's environment, which had somehow, incredibly, been overlooked for years. Faced with mounting pressure, Darryl confessed. He claimed it was a robbery gone wrong, but later investigations revealed a darker narrative. Phone records and witness accounts placed him stalking Emma for weeks leading up to her disappearance. Darryl's full confession detailed the tragic timing, how he had set up that trail camera, intending to capture wildlife but had inadvertently captured evidence of his own crime. Emma's family finally got some semblance of closure, though the wounds of her loss remain deep. Her mother said it best: 15 years we waited, wondering if we'd ever know the truth. And it finally came because someone was paying attention to the details, long after everyone else had stopped looking. A reminder, perhaps, that justice can take its time. But it arrives.